Okay, I got one. What do you get when you cross a newborn kitten with a big brown bulldozer?
I don't know. What do you get?
Alliteration. Okay, Masher, it's your turn.
Alright, I got one. Alright, this is a good story, so no interruptions. Please. Alright, a squirrel walks up to an owl and says, "Tell me, how can I live forever? What's the key?" The wise owl says, "The 3 laws of fate are governed by 3 codes, neither of which can ever be broken if you wish to avoid death. You may choose to search for these codes yourself, or I can tell you them for a small fee." The squirrel says, "Well, what is it that you ask of?" The wise owl says, "You must allow me to snatch out either your left eye or both of your testicles." The squirrel answers, "What the fuck? Fee? That sounds like greedy and unjustifiable condemnation, man." Still, immortality does have quite a bit of power with it. I must speak about this with my wife before making a decision. I'll be back tomorrow if I wish to trade. So later that day, in the squirrel nest, the husband and wife talk. The wife says, "I think you should just give up your nuts. I mean, we already have our children, and once you have knowledge of the 3 codes, you can share it with your children and me." She continues, "You have such beautiful eyes. I don't think I could look at you for the rest of eternity if one had been plucked out by a vicious old owl. It would scare the children as well." So the male squirrel disagrees for a very, very, very many hours. But eventually he comes to terms with his wife's wishes, and he sublimates his terror by smoking crack, and then jittering through thoughts of having eternal life and having his family to keep him company. The next day the squirrel returns to the wise owl, and he says, "I've made a choice. I will give you my testicles to snack on if you tell me the 3 codes of everlasting life." The owl accepts, and in one fierce spin of its head, tears the squirrel's nuts off with its sharp beak. In agonizing pain and horrified regret, the squirrel demands, "Alright, you foul son of a bitch, now give me these 3 codes." The owl finishes his meal and replies, "The 3 codes of immortality, which must never be broken, are as follows. Be kind, rewind. Don't piss in the pool. And never smoke crack more than once." "What?" says the squirrel. "I was up all night smoking crack just to get through this gig. I gave you my nuts, you stuffed swindler." The owl says in return, "Yes, thank you. They were so delicious and creamy." And with one fast heave, the owl leaped from the branch and fell 40 feet, breaking his neck on a root. For it only takes that one quick moment of forgetting how to fly, and you drop like a bag of nuts.
That almost turtle was crazy. What do you think that means?
I don't know, man, but that egg was delicious and creamy.
They say that homeless tortoises can live for hundreds of years. That creature's seen most of what our school books talk about. Maybe even dinosaurs.
Dude, what are you talking about?
A long time ago, in this very desert, before the first man was birthed, there lived a creature called the Dinosaurus. The creature looked like half turtle, half lizard. I bet that thing's parents were dinosauruses.